When you are casting cylinders in the field, you will typically see either the 4 by 8-inch cylinder mold or the 6 by 12-inch cylinder mold. The two primary differences between them are the type of rod you use and the number of layers you will place concrete in each cylinder. With the 4 by 8, you will use a 3/8-inch tamping rod and fill it in 2 equal layers. And for the 6 by 12 cylinder mold, you will use a 5/8-inch tamping rod and fill it in 3 equal layers. Before you start filling the cylinder molds with concrete, always make sure to label the cylinder molds first. Today, we'd like to demonstrate how to make a concrete test cylinder. According to ASTM C31, the tools required for this test are a cylinder mold, a scoop, a rubber mallet, a 5/8-inch diameter tamping rod with hemispherical tips, and a concrete cylinder lid. In this test, we will start off by using a 6 by 12-inch cylinder, and we will fill it in 3 equal layers. You will start by using a scoop to place 1/3 of the volume of the cylinder mold with concrete. Then you will rod each layer 25 times through the span while distributing the rods uniformly over the cross-section of the cylinder mold. Once you have completed rodding the cylinder, you will then lightly tap the outside of the cylinder mold 10 to 15 times with the rubber mallet, or you can use your open hand to tap the outside of the cylinder mold 10 to 15 times to close the voids left by the tamping rod. For the second layer, you will fill the cylinder mold up with 2/3 of the volume with concrete. Again, you will rod the second layer 25 times while making sure you penetrate the first layer by approximately 1 inch and distributing the rods uniformly over the cross-section of the cylinder mold. Once that is complete, you will lightly tap the outside of the cylinder mold 10 to 15 times with a rubber mallet, or you can use your open hand. For the third and final lift, you will slightly overfill the cylinder mold with concrete. You will then rod the third layer 25 times, making sure you penetrate the second layer by approximately 1 inch, again, distributing the rods uniformly over the cross-section of the cylinder mold. Then lightly tap the outside of the cylinder mold 10 to 15 times with the rubber mallet, or an open hand to close the voids left by the tamping rod. Finally, you will strike off the cylinder mold to remove any excess concrete with the tamping rod by using a sawing and screeding motion or concrete hand float to produce a flat, even surface. Once that is complete, you will then wipe the rim of the cylinder mold and place the lid on the mold. After the lid is on the cylinder, you will need to move it to its initial curing location.